a day. We're going to be looking at this screen for a while. Today, as mentioned yesterday, we are doing sprite sheet updates. We spent about an hour yesterday trying to come up with a solution that wasn't going to be, hey, I need to add a whole bunch of new explosion effects past combo 7. And this one over here, it's 7 wide. And this is just an effect that shows where the explosion is. Well, after doing some tests, we found that the explosions can theoretically go up to 10. And in so doing, we need to update this. Had about a half hour, fixed a different bug instead, and today we're going to do this. So, that's what we're going to do, Scooby-Doo. Now, I have a pretty good plan. I think this will take about an hour. So if you want to chill, a little live stream for an hour, a little recording for an hour, just see someone do some stuff in GIMP, have a little chill hop in the background, perfect time to hang out. Check it out. That's what we're gonna be doing. For funs, just because I like to do it for each bug, which I didn't do yesterday, is we'll put up a little timer just to see how long this actually takes me. I'm hoping to get this done in less than an hour. I think it'll be far less, but you never know. Oh, I gotta update this app. Now we're gonna put him over here. There he is. And let's just set him off. So how are we gonna do this? Well, currently the width and height of this effect is dictated by the largest explosion possible, which in this case is a 7 length, but then you also have the middle. So here, if we go to our, we're doing the other bug. Close this stuff out. Combo explosion effect. The width and height was 240. This is going to be extending to 336 because it's going to be 10 high above the middle 16 by 16 and 10 below. As each again, each square, each brick platform, little square is 16 by 16. I can't speak today. Then it'll be 160, 160 plus 16 in the middle is 336. Now, in order to align this, all of these explosions are using the same 6 frames, and they all need to be centered over the same position so that when they're generated, the middle is centered perfectly over the platform that is causing it. So all of this here, this whole thing is based around the height and width of these as the largest ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new document, and we are going to create the 10, we're going to create this for the 10 by 10. And then we're going to create new layers for 9 by 9, 8 by 8, all that all the way down. And then once we have that created, then we'll apply it to the sprite sheet itself. So what we need to do is find out what is going to be the total width and height of our 10 by 10. So that's not too hard. So the new width and height is 336 for one frame. So it's 2016 is going to be the total width of the thing. And then if you do 336 and you're saying, well, oh, I'm not even showing Visual Studio. I was going to look at Visual Studio. Anyway, 336 is the height times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for our 6 colors. And I'll just do a little calculation there. 336 times 6. Also 2016. This is a square? Oh. 6 frames to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's, wait. Oh, that's the end. It's this. It's not square. Oh, like it's like that. Oh, it's pretty close to a square. If I did it right at the bottom, you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do a new, and our new image is gonna be 2016 by 2016. Okay. I'm gonna make the background. We're gonna eliminate the background. And close that. That was just sketch work. Okay, so we're gonna just eliminate our background here. This is, you just add a alpha layer to this, alpha channel. And then you can delete it. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our grid. This is just helpful for aligning everything, super helpful. So I like to go with this cyan. In fact, I'm gonna just get the same color I had before. Hello? Oh, grid background, there it is. Boop. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new layer. Actually, this can just be the grid right here. And we're gonna use a cool tool. You can't quite see it at the top, but I'm going into tools. It's annoying when you're sharing an application. It doesn't show you any like the drop downs and stuff. But anyway, we're going to tools. And you won't be able to see it. Wait, how do you display this? Wait, I'm displaying my screen. It's weird that applications, what you're showing in the application, doesn't include any drop downs. So when I go to tools, you don't see anything. When I go to filters, you don't see anything. But we're doing a filter, and we're going to render a pattern, which is a grid. At least you can see what's coming. And this width is going to be 16. Again, you can't see this pop up. Womp womp. And the line width is that. And if we zoom all the way in, we can see our beautiful grid. And this should fit perfectly because it's a 16 by 16. And it does. Now you might say, well, this doesn't fit perfectly, but if we do this is our grid right here. And you can see at the bottom, this is a 16 by 16 square. Because this is our square, and this is our next one. And we can double check on the right side. And yeah, looks pretty good. Because this is our, each of these are our squares. So we have our beautiful grid. Why don't we go ahead and save this guy? This is like a temporary thing. I'm just gonna put it somewhere. Temporary. Where do I want to put this? I was going to put it here. I'm just going to hastily put this somewhere. Now, we're going to need multiple layers here, one layer for each of our explosion effects. So if we go back here, eventually it's going to look like this, except we're going to have 10 layers, one for each explosion effect. So we're going to go back here, and we will add a new layer. And again, you don't see the pop-up, which is really annoying. But we're just going to rename our layer, and we're just going to call this 10. And we can call it combo 10. And yeah, everything else looks pretty good. Let's see, okay. There you go, combo 10. So in order to space out the combo, we're going to do one row. So we're going to start with green. And we want to do a 336 by 336 square. And we're going to copy that 6 times across. Now what we could do is make a square. We could just make a dot, which aligns it. But we really do want the square because we want to be able to center the middle and build it out from the middle. So I'm just going to use a bright color that contrasts with the red, or the cyan. So I'm going to use red. And we're going to do this. I'm just going to, you can create a selection like this, and you can just adjust it so you can see in the bottom the width and height. I can also just go to the left, my face is hiding it, and you can just say what the size will be. So I'm just going to say 336, 336. And now it automatically went straight to that width. So for example, if you fill this in, and you can see there's my beautiful 336 by 336 square. So this is going to be the size of one frame for our guy. And what we could do is just keep it like this. We could make this opaque or something like that. It's really up to us how we want to do it. I personally know that we're going to be, it's going to be a pain to delete this later. So what I'm going to do is do a 334 by 334. We're going to hide the grid for a second. Starting right here. And we're going to delete that. And now what we have is a perfect square with one border around it to dictate this is the size of our space. We're going to turn back on our grid. It is covering it up, so if we want, we can move it like that. So the red is over top of it, which is what we want. So this is our space. And we're going to select the very middle of it, and that's going to be where our initial sprite is going to be. So we can go ahead, make sure we're on that, and go back here, and this is our first frame. This is the first frame of every single one of these guys. It's always a cute little guy. And it's not quite 5 pixels. It looks like it, but it's got a little bit more flavor here. So we're going to take this, copy it, and we're going to bring it over here. It is somewhere. Where did it put it? Uh-oh. I don't see it. I want to make sure I'm selecting it. Oh, I'm on the grid background. That was the problem. I copied nothing. Over here, we call it everything. There it is. Yep. And we can take it and move it. Now, we should have probably defined what the center is first, but it's fine. We can always move it in a sec. So this needs to be perfectly centered. Now this is going to be 21 across because it's a 10 plus 1, so it's 11 times 16. So we can just do some simple counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we're going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's right here. The middle. So you just have to move this up twice. So we do a little Control X, Control V. And then we need to put this right in the middle. Now to get some help about if this is actually centered, we can look back over here. And we can just do a little bit of centering here. So it's a 7 by 3. And this looks pretty good. Yep, 7 by 3. So there you go. We did the very first step. It took 15 minutes. Now what we're going to do is we are going to copy this because this is our center point, and we will just be pasting over that center point as the first frame. All our other frames here. We are also going to have to extend, of course, these to be our 10 width. But over here, back to where we're sketching this out, we're going to copy this whole thing, and we're going to create 5 more. So we're going to take all of this, copy and paste. And now what we can do is we can grab any part of it and move it. And I'm just going to grab the edge here. Like that. Beautiful. And we're just going to do that 4 more times. So I've been using GIMP for... When did I start? Really? Well, I was using it before video game development. For a little, you know, anything art related. It's free. It's very robust. Probably at least a decade. I would say more than a decade. But it really has everything that like paid ones like Illustrator or Photoshop have. There's some things that are a little bit harder to do, but it can pretty much do everything. Maybe fancy stuff. I don't know what fancy stuff you'd want to do. Can't do here. All right, so there you go. There are beautiful 6 frames. Now, we could copy all these down to the other ones, but we're actually only going to do that later because for the other iterations, it's just color changes. So it's going to be identical all the way down for other color changes. So we're going to focus purely on the green one first. Okay, so we have our center spot. Great. Now we can go, and we're going to go back to here. And we're going to copy each of these frames and move it over to our new spot. So we're going to go in here, This is a little tricky because of right down here. See, these frames are touching. I get it in one. I got that in one. So we're gonna do a little copy. And go back over here and paste. And this one's pretty easy to do because we can just center it right over that spot. Looks pretty good, I think. So the yellow is covering the intersection. It's actually like that, huh? Yep. Boom. Now this, I think I'm using the same... Nope. The frames are slightly different. Never mind. It is going boom, boom. So our next one's here. Okay. Oh, we're missing the top. Nice. Copy. Best. This is the sort of stuff. I think it's the same, right? Yeah. Sometimes when I do stuff in game development, I'm like, I could be using like a different tool. Like they have different sprite sheet tools. And I'm like, but I just got to get it done, you know? There you go. Get her done. Often it's the get her done aesthetic or mentality that lets you get it done. Does that make any sense? That makes sense. Alright, so the three big ones are done, and then I don't even know if I'm going to be varying up this last frame, because it's so rare that you get up to the 10 and other big explosions that I probably am not going to do a lot of modification. Sorry for the blinding white. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Boop. I don't know why that's a visual bug in GIMP, that if you zoom in far enough, it stops doing the grid background, it's just white. And it kind of varies depending on how big the sprite sheet itself is. Or the, just, not even, I'm using sprite sheets, the canvas size. Alright, and this guy is going to be at the end. He's going to go right there. Looks pretty good. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. No. That's not right. Right, is it? 1, 2. Bop, bop, 1, 2. No. That's the one. Alright. So now we've copied over. This would be our frames for our 7. Actually. So why don't we call this 7? Oh, we're gonna have different layers. A lot of them. We'll call this green 7. We could actually do the big layers last. And we're gonna need to do a lot of new layers, so I'm just gonna do... Oh, that's a new image. What's a new layer? Bup. L? Control Shift N. Of course. Bye-bye. Green 6. Control Shift N. Green 5. Green 3. Green 1. Some art is in a game dev or just like in general when you're trying to do repetitive tasks. I've always had the ability to kind of zone in and do that. I think it's challenging for some people to basically be like, I'm doing data entry for art. That's kind of what we're doing right now. Is data entry for art. Music's a little bit too soft. So this is 7. Now if I hit it, we have nothing. So all of that stuff's for 7. But what we're gonna do is copy. We're gonna make 7 a little bit opaque. Just a little bit of opacity for 7. And then for 6, we are going to be copying over these guys. And then same for 5, 4, all the way left. The middle one, the very starting one, is always the same. The end one, is it also always the same? No, it's definitely not. Okay. So if we go back to here, we can copy this. Bam. And then here we can go with bam. And then boom. Same here. Bam. Oh, why is it not going in the same spot? I don't know. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now you can see that it's present. And, well, trust me, it's present everywhere. Okay. So that one's easy. I guess I could add the later layers, 8 and stuff, but we're going to do the big ones later. So here's this guy. This is just for centering purposes. When we go and look at our 6. These are, of course, going to be easier to grab than the other ones. So just copy. We'll go to layer 6. And we're just going to put it right over top. Like that. Now, part of the trick is what is really centered. And it's like that. So good. And then we're going to do the same for the next one. Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes I wonder when people are on like an art team for a really big game. Got it in 1. How much time like one person might spend on like an asset? Like today, I'm just gonna be doing this chunk of sidewalk. What did you do today? I did the grout in sidewalk. I tried to make it look realistic. At the end of the day, it started looking like grout in a fictional sidewalk. No one's gonna look at my grout, but I'll know it's there. I'll know the grout is there. That one go. It's a triple. I had it in one. And I think this is actually the same for this size. It is. Beautiful. 6 is done. And now for 6, we can also make it a little bit opaque. Which is kind of cool. We can see like the different varying sizes. And we're gonna go over to 5. Now these, of course, were originally created by not me. I think maybe some of the later ones I modified very slightly, but they were definitely created. Go to layer 5. Not in GIMP. Okay. Jibberdoop. The goal is to get this done in an hour. I'm already half hour in. It's not looking good. So many copy and pastes. So many pizza pie. Alright. But the idea here, the way that I'm doing it, is the most accurate way I can think of. In terms of, like, once we get to the other colors, we're having to do the hard stuff the one time. And then we're going to do a really cool trick you can do in GIMP and most of these art programs, anyone that's legit. And that is doing a color swap. It's pretty neat. Here's the final one. It is a little box with the 2's on the end. And then number 5, codename Kids Next Door, same one. Bada bing! 5 is done. Add some opacity to that too. Over to 4. Oop! Now, go to layer 4, please. Which is this one? This one has a little chunk. Like that. The opacity of these is starting to get a little hard to see. I'm purposely adding challenge to my own. No, it's supposed to be a tool. Oops. I need to make them more opaque. This is our box with the side. Boo, boo, boo. One of the fun things about video game development, though, especially with art, like coding, it has its own thrill of being able to like code something and then it's just like magically in the game. And it like works and stuff moves around and stuff. Art's pretty similar. That's good. Where you draw something, especially like an animation where there's frames, and then when it appears on screen, kind of magical. Alright, so this is a bigger block. It's a 3x3. Pretty magical when it goes poof. Wow, I'm just getting it in one. Okay. Ooh, this is different. Look at that. That's a different kind of guy. I didn't even bother making these. Oh yeah, I did. Look at that. Right? So like that? Yeah. Nice. Alright, 4 is done. For green. I need to make the opacity of these a little bit. Just a little bit more. Alright, we're over to 3. We're doing it. We're doing it live. Zoom. Uh-oh. No. There we are. Look how cute and tiny the 3 is. Little square. That's alright. Yeah, that's alright. Zoom. Bazoomba. I wonder what, like, there's got to be someone out there who's just streaming, like, data entry. It gives you the thrill of doing data entry without actually having to do the data entry. What are you doing? I'm vicariously enjoying this data entry right now. You got your thing, I got mine. This is a 2x2. And I got it in 1. Now we got that little guy. Zoomies. Alright, so this one's gonna be a good amount of space. It's just a 3x3, okay. Gotta move him over 1 spot. There you go. It's kind of cool. You can see like the gradient of explosions. And over here, this is going to be our same, little bit smaller star explosion. It's going to go right there. Alrighty. And we're going to make this opaque. Over to 2. And then we're going to go back up to 8, 9, and 10. So we are doing this one and then this one. One of the most valuable things you can learn when you're first doing work on a computer is Control C? Control V. Alright, 2 by 2. That looks good. whole courses on that. How many Control C, Control V's have you done today? Just 4, sir. Just 4. You'll never get any work done. I need 30 more. Oh, 3x3 already. All right. Yep. Please, sir. My pinky hurts. Pinky hurts, huh? Wait, is this the right one? I can't tell. That's all opaque, right? I think. Yeah. Is it? Wait. No. That was legit. Wait. If I go. Okay. Yeah. Another 3-3. Going a little bit fast. I don't think I've made a mistake yet. Keyword yet. And this is a 4x4. That looks pretty good. And our star. That's still the big boy. You get a little big boy when you, even with the 2 combo. Cool. A little bit of a save there. Opacity. Look at that. It's kind of like a blurred explosion. Okay. So the last just wrote copy and paste. And then we'll have to do a little bit of extra work for the last ones. I'm going to go on 1. And this is our initial whittle combo. Just a little whittle one. It's 2-2, right? Yeah. Zoom. That is 3x3. Move it over 1. That's correct. Bada bing. And then the next one is going to be same thing. Shoop. Right in there. And then this guy, he's a 4x4 over here. Is that correct? It is. And then finally, a star. Oh, it doesn't get smaller than that, huh? Huh. I thought it did. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So even if I make that opaque, just to show the progression here, here are our 7 for green. So, next step is making 8, 9, and 10. These are going to be covering up the smaller ones. We don't need the smaller ones here, so we're just going to hide these for now. And we're going to take a look. Well, not 7. Come on now. Yep, that's the one I want. 7. So, what we're going to do is copy this guy. And for 8, we're going to extend it 1, and then 9, 1 more, and then 10, 1 more. I'm going to do nothing fancy here. I'm not going to taper it anymore. I'm not going to do any extra sprite things other than simply making this thing bigger. Let's just make the opacity 100. So you see the whole thing. So, this is going to be pretty easy. We're going to do a few new layers, which is Control-Shift-N. Green 8. Green 9. And green 10. Order them correctly. Now for all the other colors, I don't know if I'm going to duplicate and make 10 layers for each of them. I'll probably cheat and not do that. Can I cheat though? Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably just going to cheat and not even do the color swap in this sheet. So I created this sheet so that we could do all the colors and theoretically copy them down. But likely what I'm going to do instead, it'll be faster, is if I just put them in the actual sprite sheet and copy the whole gigantic line down and swap out the colors there. That'll be the plan. That's quicker. So we're only going to be doing greenies over here. And of course we're going to get rid of all the red. That was just a guide. So here's green 8. You can see there's nothing on it. And green 8 is going to need all of green 7. Oh, I should have just cloned 7. Very good. Delete this one. Delete the layer. Not bad. Yeah, we need to clone it. And then, actually, we don't even need these guides anymore, do we? It's kind of helpful, though, when we center it later. Because I don't really want to clone all this red stuff. So what we're going to do here, the red's kind of done. Is we're going to select the red. Delete that. But I do want to know what the top left is for eventually. So we'll just do that. Well, no. We'll do that at the very end. We got to remember to copy over our anchor point so that when we're placing it all in the sprite sheet, we have the anchor point for each of our layers. We can do that at the end. So this one we're going to copy layer, which is duplicate. Okay. So now we have 8. And this is as simple as this. As this is that, it's this easy. You just take this, and you do a little copy paste. And all you do is go like this. Bada bing, bada boom! We can break the hour mark. I feel it. Got 13 minutes. Wait a second. Was that right? Yeah. This goes there. All right. Easy. The magical of merges. The magical? The magical world of merges. Would you like to merge down and anchor that layer? Yeah. Just click anywhere on screen. Okay. It's that easy. Zoop. Whoa. Even these. Oh, that's kind of. Where does this go up to? It's a 4x7. So 7. Ish. Nah, it doesn't look right. No, I missed it by 2. There you go. That's the width here. Also, that's an 8. Interesting. Ish. Nope, I missed it by 1 again. That's 8. Wait, was I wrong originally? I don't know. Oh no, I didn't copy enough. No! That looks good. Hey. These are all... Oh, that's a 7. Whatever. No, I didn't copy enough again. Wait, maybe it's perfect. Haha. Perfecto. We did it. I actually didn't need to make this last one bigger. That feels right. It feels right that the last one would be like a little bit bigger. Beautiful. Look at that. So then we're gonna duplicate this layer. Call this one 39. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing. I don't think we're gonna adjust this last one. I think for 8, 9, and 10, I'll make the last one that size. I'm making what I like to call an executive decision, which happens most of the time. An executive decision. Executive decisions don't happen all the time when I'm playing a game. Chat's like, go over there. You're doing it wrong. Oh. And Metroid Prime 2, that took a long time to beat. It was not a trivial game. last one, we're going to do top left, bottom right. Top of 8 minutes. Left. Time does not include testing it. Bottom. Right. Right is always right. I'm going to keep that one the same. All right. That was 9. Looks pretty good. And we're going to duplicate that to 10. And this will go up to the top of our little sprite sheet, or at least our temporary sprite sheet. Do the very first few notes of this song are using Zelda's Lullaby. Now also, I watch plenty of ZFG, so Zelda's Lullaby might just be in my head, but still. Okay. Bada bing. Oh, look at that. That tells you you did it right. Zoomies up. And now we're here. Switching it up. From the bottom. Alrighty. Cool. And then one more here. Okay. We did it! Sorta. Alright. So, we have all 10 layers now. In the right size. For green. On top of each other. Centered. Great. Now what we need to do is we're going to put our guide anchor in the top left. Did I move all this stuff, by the way? Accidentally. When did I move this layer? I don't know, bro. Why is it off center? I don't know. And we can double check everything. Say that's that. I got 9, 8, 7, 6. Oop, 6. 6 is. All these are still opaque. We do not want them opaque anymore. 5. 4. 3. 2. There you go. Boom. Nope. And they get bigger. Whoa. So, for each of these layers, we're going to put a guide anchor on the top left, which tells me this is where the sprite animation actually starts. All the frames start. And we're going to use a big ol' red square. Just a big ol'. In fact, we're going to make it exorbitantly large. Usually I just do a small one, but because there's no actual image over here, just do a little red. And that tells us that's where it starts. And I'm just gonna copy that up here for each one of these. Come on, move it. No. Did it do it right? I don't know. Get. Why is this so hard? Why? Who? Oh no. Wait, what happened? Uh-huh. Whatever. Yep. This just needs to be the top left corner. Why is it not? Why is this the hardest thing? Wait, who's copying both? Control Shift A. All right. You know what? We're just filling it in. The active layer is not O. There it is. Guys, sometimes it's hard to copy red to a different layer. You wouldn't think so. But you make one mistake, and now you get stuff like this. I'm not even on it. Okay. How is that over top of it? Why is this like that? How is it missing? What happened? That's fine. It's always good to have a little defect. Okay. Alright, now what we're gonna do, now that we have all of our little guide squares, did that the best way possible. Let's do a little save. We already passed the hour mark. Just shed a tear. Okay, we're done. Now, this canvas needs to be a much bigger. It needs to be at least the size of this canvas, which is a 2016 by 2016. Now we are adding this effect, which takes up the vast majority of it, but we still have a little bit of room for other effects here. And we are gonna align it with the same spot of the other one, which I think this will work. Where is Gimpo? There you go. Hey, it works. So we're gonna align it with 0, 16, 80. Really? Wait. Was that for green? No, for green. What's the green one? Bro. 0480. So 0480, oh my gosh, is here-ish. Yeah, right around here is 0480. So at a maximum of our sprite sheet needs to be 480 plus 2016. So 2496 would be like perfect. Usually then I add a little bit of buffer. So instead of 2496, we could just say 2500. So our sprite sheet now needs to be 2500 wide and 2500 tall. That would be, though, the wide, the 2500 tall is correct. Right now this spreadsheet is 2000 tall. So we're going to make it 2500 tall. However, it needs to be roughly 2016 times 6 wide. Because we're... no, actually, there's 10 of them. 2016 times 10 wide, which is 20,160 wide. Big numbers. And we'll add some buffer, so 20,200 wide. So in this spreadsheet, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go up to the image, and we are going to go to canvas size. And this is going to be 20,000. We said 160, so we're going to 200. And then the height we said was 2480-ish. We're going to make it 2500. And this should be big enough. And now you can see how big our canvas is now. This is what we had before. Our new images are going to go woo to the right. We can also do layer to boundary size, or layer to image size for that. And the same for our grid, layer to image size. We're going to need to redraw our grid. Wait, there's other stuff on the grid here? Oh, that was done by accident at some point. Interesting. Oh, yeah, that's kind of an interesting visual bug too. You zoom in, you can see there's nothing there, but if you zoom out, you see like a relic of something there. Interesting. So let's go ahead and re-render this grid to the full thing. So again, you can't see this, but it's in the filter render pattern grid. And we'll shrink it down. And now it's the whole thing. Ooh. That in itself is pretty satisfying, isn't it? To see like just a giant grid like that. Alright. Save that guy. Now it's huge. Now it's taking a while to save, huh? Of course the grid isn't visible in the spreadsheet itself. Okay. So we're going to go back to our everything layer here. And we're going to mark here on our everything layer the 480 spot where this is going to start. So we can align our red square. I think it's right around here. Nope, higher here. So we're going to take this, and we'll just do this. There you go. So there you go. That's where we're going to align everything. And now we're going to do the very bold thing of deleting all this. So we're gonna go blah. Boo. And that's part of the grid apparently, whatever. And then we're gonna go zip, zippity zang. It's gone. I'm actually gonna delete this part of the grid because that will get in the way. It's no longer aligning with what we have. It's part of the grid. I don't know why it is. Interesting. I don't know. Must have been some sort of alignment thing I did in the past. Oh no, there's gaps in the grid! Alright, we'll do the grid again. One more time. Encore! Encore, please. I'm nothing but a man that meets your demands. Zip, 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 zip. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Beautiful. Empty. Wonderful. It's all gonna start right here. This is the red spot. So, we go back here, and we're gonna hide everything but frame 1. This is green 1. Oh, I just realized we need also to highlight the edge, the right edge of the frame. Because the top left needs to touch the top right. Because the frames, these are all frames. And they're not frames, actually. That's a misnomer. Each of these is an animation. So this is an animation for the green 10, the green 9, whatever. But the way that I'm laying them out on the sprite sheet is right next to each other. So they need to align in order to make it easy in the code to say at this position on the sprite sheet is where the animation starts. So we need to go to the top right of all these and do another red. And why don't we do a different color? How about a nice purple? That'd be nice. Nice purple like that. And again, it can just be some sort of... It's gonna be annoying though if the... it'll also be 16 by 16. If it was a different size. Ooh, that purple. That's not a good purple. That's like a crayon purple. A deeper purple. It's a better purple. Still not great. Nah, we'll have to deal with that. I had a visceral reaction to that purple. It's like, no! It's rare to have a visceral reaction to a color where you're like, ooh, no, not that color. Alright, putting all our purples in. Very good. All right. Now we're set. All right. So we're going to take this whole thing. That is our green combo 1 animation. And we are going to copy it all. That. And we go back to our sprite sheet. And it's going to go right on top of this little one as a guide. Look at that. I put it on the grid. Mistakes were made. Alright, it goes on everything. There it is. Control Z might be the best thing that exists for computers. Undo my mistakes, please. And then now here we have this wonderful guide purple square that we can now go to layer 2 Select it all. Copy. And you know. Oh. We have to find it first. There it is. And we line this baby up like that. Ooh. And that's our second one. And we hide 2, and we go to 3, and we copy again. What is this? Remnants? I didn't clear up all the remnants of the grid. That's the grid though, right? Yeah, whatever. And it lines up like that. Beautiful. Ignore the little white specks, they're just part of the grid. Next up is 4. Go down to here. Wait, is that actually 3? Did I copy 3? I copied 2 again. I knew I selected the wrong one. Whatever, it goes on top. Select the 3rd layer. Copy that. There it is. There we go. Now we'll go to layer 4. View layer 4, copy. And paste. It's easier to grab it too when it's bigger. Wait, why is that one smaller? That's my bad over here, right? Yeah, it's just my bad. Okay. All right. You see those remnants too? Isn't that interesting, the grid? But then when you zoom in, you don't see it. It's because they're white. It's weird. It's the ghost of art past. Uh-oh, my music stopped. It said after a while, no more beats for you. Why don't we finish this with some classical Christmas. Classical wedding. No, I typed in classical Christmas. Golden moments of Christmas. It says the tags are magical in Christmas. This better be magical. Back here, we're going to go to 5. Are we still selecting it all? We are, but I don't trust it. Copy. Paste. See, what's also nice about this little block is you can grab it by the red square. This. Why was it so hard to copy those red squares? Whoa! Now we're on 6. Copy. Paste. Beautiful. Then we're going to be on 7. Copy. Paste. Up. I did it way too far away. It's fine. Tis the season. Okay. Very good. We're approaching the end. Now our brand new ones, the whole reason we did this. 8. We scroll to the right. Go back here. Copy. Paste. This is 9. If we did our math right... That's not something... I was just thinking of like NASA. Well, if we did our math right, that rocket's about to take off. What do you mean if? You know. Sometimes we miss a number or two. Have a little whoopsie. Come on. No. Okay. Did it work? It did. We had just a little bit of a buffer. Beautiful. Okay, this is huge. We have the green. Now what we're going to do is copy all of the green to the next line. We're going to do it 5 times. And then we're going to do the magical color swap. It's going to be good. This is hear the music's, the tempo. For all you're curious at home, this is the spirit of Christmas. And it's silent again. That was the best part of the song. Okay. So, we need to know actually what the bottom left is. So we know this is 336 tall. So again, we can create this. And we just do 336. 336. And we can go to the bottom here. And see where the... it's right here. So the next ones are going to go right here. So we'll take a new color just to mix it up. Do this very drab mustard yellow that no one likes. I declare it. Control-Shift-A to make that go away. And this is the bottom thing. A little bit bigger, whatever. So, that is the bottom. And we're going to copy this 5 times. Now in order to do that, we know that we're going to create another selector starting at the top left. The width here is our full width, which we know is at a minimum the whole width of the thing, 20,200. 20,200. And then the height of all these is at a minimum 2,500. We're just going to copy the whole thing. And then we're going to do a copy and paste. And everything's going to move real slow because we're moving this gigantic image. And we're going to move it right in there. And then anchor it down. And we're going to do that 4 more times. I just pasted it, and I don't know where it is. Is it up here? Where'd it go? Oh, it's here. Interesting. We are moving it. It's lagging. Don't worry, I've played a lot of NES games. I'm used to lag. There you go. Lock that baby in. Paste it again. It's at a mystery spot. What is the order? Nobody could tell. I guess it's pasting it over that same spot. And pull it down. Here. There you go. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna have 2 more. And if this is right, it'll fit in very snug. Snug as a bug. Zoomies. Alright, one more. Yeah, it's went to the top again. That's it. At least it's consistent. Doing it. Grab him. Zoom. Whew. Look at that. Look at that. Now, if we were going to have only green explosions, we'd almost be done. The first thing we're going to do is delete all of our guide bricks. Now that everything is aligned beautifully, we no longer need our guide bricks here. So, do a Control-Shift-A. Wait, why is our canvas size? What did I do? Why is it so big? What? Maybe it was because I did the selection that went this far. Not sure. This is like when you were using guide tape for like blue tape when you're painting, and then you got to take it off. But luckily, it's nowhere near our actual sprites, so we can just do it out here. Yes. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay. All the guide stuff gone. The final thing we need to do in the sprite sheet before we can save it and add it to the project is the color swap. Now, our colors are dictated by, well, they were already on here, but they're all right here. We have green. This is a bluish purple. Orange, gold, red, and cyan. If we want confirmation of those, we have them here as well. These are the colors we're using for these. So you can see the bluish is like really like a blue purple. Uses like a purplish outline with some blues in it. But the explosion color are these. These are the lighter explosion colors that we're using. So, how do we do a color swap? So what you need to do is you need to select the area for which the color swap is going to take place. So we're going to get our, what's it called? We're going to get our selection area. And then there is a tool to do it. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it because it's within a drop-down menu. But you gotta trust me. Also, I don't know where it is. Let's see. I think it's in colors. Let me move down this just so you can see at least what I'm looking at. So I'm going up here to colors. It's like color swap or something. Map. Color exchange, that's it. Map color exchange. So in the color exchange here, what you can do is you say from color to color. And that's what it is. So, we're going to do it here. Oh, I don't have my guide blocks anymore. Oh, that would have been helpful. I deleted them too soon. I was too antsy. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of Control Z. No, stop it. The color exchange. I'm going to do some Control Z's. I need my color. It'll be helpful. Trust me. Yep. We're almost there. I'm just doing Control Z's till I see it. Hello? Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. Are they coming back? No. No! My colors. Now I have to count. Oh. Alright, so this is on the 11. So it's 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. It's right here. This is where you put the giant ugly brick. And the reason we want that is, I mean, technically we can just look at, zoom. Oh wait, they were coming back. They were. Wait a second. Wait. I didn't notice. It was taking so long. Control Z. Wait, now if I do Control Z, they're coming back. Hey! They're back. Okay. This was not clicking in enough. I was a little spooked. Now you can see that each of our explosions are just a single color with the yellow. So all we're going to be doing is substituting green with whatever the color we want is. And our selection is going to start in the top left here. The size is going to be the full width, which is 20,200. And the height, we could actually do a full height as long as we keep moving it down. Like we could change all 5 below. We may as well just do 336, which is the actual height. Within that area now, we can do a color swap. So we're going to go to colors. Where was it? Colors, map, color exchange. And our from color is, we're going to go to our other one here. It's going to be our green. And I wonder if I can get the value of it. So I'm getting the hex value. The color swap menu went away. If I just click again. Really? It's annoying. From color. This one. To color. Pick a color from the image. I don't have it. I need to go over here. This one. It went away again. Why? It didn't remember. Alright, it's fine. We can pick the green from the image. We just need to copy and paste the blue in. Here. This blue. It's that one. Wait. Did you do it? Oh. Oh, look at that. It worked. Magic. Okay. Look at that. Haha, it's blue. And now we're going to do the same for the rest. So all we need to do is make sure that we have our hex copied. What is the name of this song? Oh, right. Auld Lang Syne. Auld Sing Lang? Well, this one's Auld Lang Syne. I thought it was Auld Sing Lang. You forgot something. Okay. 20, 200, 336 is the width of the thing we're changing. We go back here. No, back here, I mean. This next one's going to be orange. Wait, I have to make sure I'm doing this in the right order. It goes green, blue, orange, yellow, red, purple. That one. I'm getting the HTML from it. Or the whatever. The hex. Then we're going to do a color exchange. We're going to find our greenie somewhere. Right here. We're putting in our orange. And then this one is bop. And we say okay. And now it's all orange. Beautiful. Do it again. This is 20,200. Height is 336. Go over here. Next one is yellow, i.e. gold. It's all whatever you want to call it. And then we're going to zoom into this. We're going to do a color map. It's changing to our gold. And this is the one that's swapping. And now it's gold. And then the last two are red and then purple, i.e. cyan, because reasons. 20,200. 336. Very good. Go back here and get our red highlight, which is really like a pink, the lighter color. Maybe call that a salmon. Get the number. And we're going to just map and exchange. And bada bing. Beautiful. And the last one. Go here. 20200. 336. We go back here. We get this nice cyan color. Very close to the grid color. Zoom into this. Do it a little bit further out so it doesn't blind us. Paste in that. Up! I thought we copied cyan. Didn't we? Maybe we didn't. Colors. Map. There it is. Boom. And now we look and we have all our colors. All 6 of them. Now we can delete our guides for real. Let's take this and go. Delete. Delete. I knew yesterday when I thought of the work to be done and I had a half hour left, I was like, could I get it? No. Now all these steps were done because this is relatively quick for such a gigantic animation. But those steps of overlapping it, centering it, having guides, all that saved us time in the long run, especially if you did it a little bit hastier way, which granted an hour 40 is not too bad for such a big update. Okay. Save. And then we're gonna need to export this as an image. So now we hide the grid. We're gonna do a file, export, and these are saved as PNGs. Cool. So it has been saved as a PNG in the right place. The time is not yet done yet because I do want to see this in game. I'm going over for normal streaming, but then again, I've been starting late, so what we're going to do is we're going to show Visual Studio now. Like this. So Visual Studio, now all the numbers need to change for our effect. Including potentially when it's generated. Actually, definitely including when it's generated. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to do a quick check, just see if I got anything important. I think I'm good in terms of messages. So for each of these, actually it's right here. I think we're good. All of our position. I'm doing a hard coding here. You could set this to be something less hard coding the numbers, but We won't possibly change it again, right? I think we're going to set the max combo to be 10. That'll be a later update. So instead of 240, we have 336. 336 minus 16 for the block is on each side. We have 10 times 16, which is 160. And then you're adding 8 to the center, so it's 168. That's why this is 112. It's 120, half of it, minus 8. So for us, we're going to have 336. 336. Half of that is 118. No, it's not. It's 168. Minus 8 is 160. Is that what I said originally? I don't know. No, it's not, actually. And we'll be able to see pretty quickly if it's aligned. I think 160 is right. And then down here, these are also need to change to 160, 160, and this is 336. And then here, where we're actually getting our sprites, we're going to have to increase our cases to cases 8, 9, and 10. And then we'll have a default. The default being is if the combo was greater than 10, we can just make the default 10. We can actually have a case for it. Here we're starting at the same spot, 0, 1, 480. But all of our future spots like down here, it's going to be not 480, it'll be 336 more. Our total width now, all these 240s can be changed to, so here I can do a Control H. We're going to look for 240. These are going to be 336. In this document, not the entire solution, you silly Billy. And then all of our 1440s, this is the full width of the animation. It's 336 times 6, which we found was 2016. Good year. So 1440 is going to be changing to 2016. Like that. And then each of these is going to need to change as well. So each of these combos is a full 2016 over. So this one starts at 2016, which is correct. And then it's going to be double that and keep adding 2016. So this next one is 4032. This is 8064. I'm just always adding 2016 to it. So this is 10,080. Or 10,080. This is 12,096. This is 14,112. And then we need to add our case 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to have our default as well. So this is 8, 9, and 10. This is 16,128. Is 18,144. This is 20,160. And this is also 2160, because this is our default. Just making it 10. So there you go. We changed all of this. These are all starting at 480. All the other colors are going to be the exact same. And the only thing we're changing is the Y value of where they're starting. So we can actually take all this and copy it in for blue. And here, instead of 480, we are going to have 480 plus 336. Which I'm having trouble doing. 336, 8, 16. Sometimes I use a calculator, sometimes I don't. So we'll control this. Here you can actually see it. 480. And I said 8, 16. Oh, there's no comma. So the other way. In the selection. There you go. And we'll do the same for the next 4. And I think that's it. We're gonna have a calculator for this. I'm tired of doing math in my head. Plus 336, 1152. Next one's 1152, and I don't feel like doing the other thing either. I'm a monkey. Okay. $11.52 plus 336 plus 336, $14.88. Come on. Be best plus 336, 1824. Good year? I think that was a hard year for many people. 1800s, 1824. I don't know. I don't know the history of 1824 throughout the world. Everyone could sense technology is around the corner. The history of 1824 in Europe, America, Asia, Africa. Very different. 336, 2160. Okay. So, we updated it here. I think that's the only place it needs to get updated. This is a combo effect that is triggered. We can see where this is triggered by find all references. I don't think there's anything it does when it creates it. It does. It says times 240. Never mind. This needs to be 336 now. And over here, 336, 336. All right. Save. Now I need to add the new animation. Let's see if this works. This is the monogame pipeline tool. That's not gonna work, huh? If I right click, open with pipeline tool, open with, I'll just do this. There we go, monogame pipeline. Open. Content. Oh my gosh. I got Windows open right now. You just gotta trust me on this one. There it is. Thank you. I could try to show this. Yeah, let me try to show this thing. See what I'm working with. So you can see what the monogame pipeline tool is. Show window. Monogame. Let's see, can I show this thing? Yeah, here it is. This is what I'm dealing with. So this pipeline tool is how you get content from sources into the project or the solution. And this is how monogame works. So you compile images, sound, video into the project, and from the project you have ways then of accessing that content. So in this pipeline tool right here, we have our sprite sheets. Where'd my music go? Oh, it's just a very silent part? Terrible song. We have our effect one right here. So what we're gonna do is we are going to exclude this because we're gonna re-add it. I'm gonna go to my content. Now there's different ways of using the pipeline tool. This is the way I've always done it. It is not the optimal way, I am sure. I'm sure smarter people and people who like processes that are a little bit more streamlined have done it differently. As a solo project, I'm actually going into the solution and deleting it. And then I will re-add an existing item. And then I'm going to go to where we saved the thing we just did. The sprite sheet. It's right here. I'm going to say OK, open, copy, and then we are going to build. It's going to build, and you see the effect sprite sheet down here. And it built. None failed. If any failed, yeah, you gotta fix it. Ain't gonna work. All right, so we're all good there. It's built. We did the art. We made the updates everywhere. I think it's done. But I'm not gonna stop the timer until we test it. So here we go. 2 hours. Come on, baby. Build, 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 build. My project now. No. Wait, what did I do? Well, that's weird. The parameter is incorrect. I have never seen this in my life. What? What did I do? Effects spreadsheet. What do you mean the parameter? Things changed. All right, we need to rebuild the project first. I'm gonna do Control Shift B. We did a Control Shift B. Let's see if that actually did something. I've never seen that error before. Let's see if we get it again. Invalid arguments. Uh-huh. What? What's this going on? All right, let's make sure it's present. I'm gonna go here. Effect sprite sheet. It is totally here. In my Windows Explorer. That's where we're checking it. We built it. I'm gonna copy this in Google. This is bizarre. Blah blah blah. Code to list typically embedded when it was loaded. It still throws the error is following. What does people say? Make sure the graphics profile is set to high def. Wait, what? Is it because my sprite sheet is huge? Is it struggling? Is the texture too big? What? I mean, am I doing that right now? This is at the very top, by the way. When you're setting different render targets and stuff. Am I doing high def? Let's see. Right up here, graphics. Graphics profile is high def. So, that's not it. Let's just double check this, that make sure it's in here. It is. It built it. It's completely there. It looks identical to the cutscene. Resize. I don't know what this kind of stuff is. I mean, it's the same. What? Is there anything else there? Do not meet the API's requirements. Resource size limits. Attempting to load a texture or other resource that exceeds the maximum size limits of the graphics card. Did we make an image that was too big? No! Can I show this? Let me show what I'm looking at. Where's my browser? Can you see it? No. Hello? Oh, this is just the sound. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Do 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 do. This thing. All right. So, good old Google GPT. I typed in the whole thing, this exception. I think that our image is too big. Because it's like, well, why are you getting this weird sharp dx exception that the parameter is incorrect? It says you could have like an invalid value, some sort of debug layer, profile. Check the maximum texture size supported by the device. So, what is the maximum texture size for a texture 2D? That's what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with texture 2Ds. So let's try this. Maximum texture size for monogame XNA texture 2D. High def. Well, we're not doing DirectX 11 plus. I think we have DirectX 10. We can check that. I mean, I'm putting high def at the top, but I think... Where do I check my DirectX? Well, this is 2048 by 2048, which is reach. DirectX 9. As long as the performance especially to use texture dimensions that are powers of 2. Am I doing that? For images larger than maximum storage size, the standard split them as smaller ones. Sure. What is ours? Ours is a 20,000 by 2,500. So I think ours is working for high def. Now, is this going to work when it compiles into a runtime version is a question. Because before our size, the maximum size was 10,000 by 2,000. That 10,000 by 2,000 was fitting within this. Right? That's interesting. So, I think that's what's happening. I think we hit the limit. I didn't know there was a limit. So, what we're gonna have to do is create 2 different sprite sheets for this particular animation. Which isn't that bad if we hide this. It's just kind of weird. I'm going to have to add a new sprite sheet to everywhere you call sprite sheets, but it's sort of like a library. I think we showed that in the sprite class. Down here, there's a sprite sheet type. So all we would need to do is add a new type of sprite sheet. Not that big a deal. And then if we went down back to our combo explode effect, here, when you set the sprite values, you're just saying what sprite sheet are you using. So if I was going to have to divide this in half to go back below the scope of 10,000 and have half of these be in one and half in another, then I could either say like effect 2 sheet, or maybe we could just create, you know, I'll probably create my own sheet that just says combo explosion effect sprite sheet and just tack it on to the end. Though, I mean, partly of tacking on to the end is because these are enums and I don't really want to change the enum value. However, every time these are called, they're calling the enum, they're not calling the number. Anyway, we'll figure that out. But yeah, I think that's what's happening. I think we need to split the sheet into 2. It's too big. That's the first time I've ever done that, was make a sheet that was too big. So that's going to have to be for another time. Can I stop this right? Ah, so close. Huh. So our task for next time is to cut this sprite sheet into two, or just copy, change this back to the 10,000, which would cover like this. All of this stuff, these last 5 would go on their own sprite sheet, and then in the code, I would need to add a new sprite sheet type, and then in the combo explode effect class, change the positions and stuff, of course, for cases 6 through 10 when there's more combo. Very interesting. You learn new stuff whenever you're doing stuff. So like these infinite sprites. They're huge. No, you can't. There's a limit. Cool. That's it for today. Thanks for all who tuned in today, who hung out while we were doing some repetitive work, attention to detail work. Thanks for all watching this later on YouTube and Twitch. We'll see if I'm back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a much shorter day. So might not be streaming anymore on Saturdays. Right now, Saturdays are pretty busy. But if I'm not back tomorrow, I will be back on Monday. And we're going to keep at it. We're going to get this one done. And then I think we're going to, well, depending on the how I'm feeling, we'll keep attacking some more bugs, or we got 5 more levels to do, and I want to get those done before the new year, so we might just do that so we'll make sure I can get them done. So I can say I got all 160 done. And then, of course, play testing and everything else. But that's it. As always, love you guys. Jesus loves you too. I'll catch you next.